Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast. I almost said on a Monday, but it's actually a Wednesday with Mike and Jay. Big E is here. Kadog, still an asshole, yet he's here. Yeah, Pews is here. How are you, pal?
Great. Happy to be here.
Yeah?
Missed you assholes.
I know. I missed you guys, too. Well, not E. I actually saw E for a few minutes. So, By the way, real quick, before we get into things, what is with that shave job you did on yourself?
I don't know.
Do you let Nana shave you, or do you shave?
No, that's normcore shit. That was intentional.
No,
right there. That was intentional.
No,
Do you see what I'm looking at?
It really actually isn't. It isn't only because I think I just need a new trimmer. The trimmer I have isn't very. I just don't think
the trimmer. The trimmer doesn't.
It's
choose.
on pube length, dude. You're
No.
using the trimmer for your pubes and your face.
No. Here's my problem. For your logic to work, the trimmer would have to not work or work.
My point is I don't think it does work very well. I think that
turn your head towards Jay. Show him your right cheek.
No, I see.
There are patches of hair.
I know. And I go through it like this, but I just don't. I think the bottom line is I've had this for a few years. I think I probably need to buy a new one, but I don't want to, so I just don't.
It's the same one you use on your pubes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. Hope everybody enjoyed their long weekend. Jay, did you have fun? Exciting?
Yeah, dude. It's interesting being away from the show because I'm home at night then.
Yeah.
And so it changes everything, It's nice to be
See
around
the family.
Yeah, the family.
Yeah.
In the evening.
Yeah.
Which was good. It actually gave me a lot of time to get a lot of other work done.
Yeah.
Is that bad?
No.
I worked all day Memorial Day, which was not great, but but I got ahead on something, so I felt good about it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a productive weekend.
That's good. Yeah, I suppose. Beth wrapped up her garage sale, so I gave her a hand with that.
It was worth it, right?
Yeah. So what would it take for it to be worth it for you to have a 4-day long garage sale?
For all 4 days?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Gonna have to be at least
a couple grand.
I was gonna
See,
say
that's
like
what I would
I was
think.
gonna say $500.
Of course you would. I would expect that's what I would think. If you went out there for a few days and you were out there for 5, 6, 7 hours at a stretch and you made a couple grand and you got rid of some bullshit,
Yeah.
I guess it's worth it. $420 or something, which, hey, it's $420 she didn't have and she got rid of some shit, but what is your time worth?
Yeah.
And the cast of characters.
So did it turn out to be a good weekend? We were kind of wondering about that, whether that's a big garage sale weekend or not.
Well, I don't know. I have
decent traffic.
Yeah, there was decent traffic. I suppose it was steady, but Friday was the big day, believe it or not, early. Like you would think most people were at work,
right?
And after work they would come, but no, Friday was the day when she made the most money. And then Saturday and Sunday were just kind of in and out, but you can literally see the people coming down the street that are, oh, that's not one of your neighbors. That's someone coming to the garage sale. And it's like 14 doors open on a vehicle and boom, out pile a bunch of people. And it's like, and then they're haggling over 50 cents. It just seems like
that's the worst.
Yeah, it's like, not much English being spoken. And some guy was haggling with Beth over, she just had random, like 3-foot long pieces of hose that are they're meant for like landscaping. So you don't have a pile of shit. So you can kind of hide it in the mulch a little bit and take a turn and then have your sprinkler come off or something like that.
Okay.
I think that's what those are used for, to hide in your beds. So she's got, I don't know, 5 or 6 of them in a pile, and then she was selling for $2 each. Most things she was selling were like $1 or $2.
Steep, man. Honestly,
$2. And so some guy's like, $2 for the whole pile. She's like, no. And then it gets into principle with her.
Yeah.
She's not going to lose an argument. Typical daughter of a lawyer. And so she's putting her foot down.
I wouldn't either. I would honestly, if it came to the point where you're doing that, I'd say the same thing. Look, it's $2. If you don't want it, go away.
Yeah.
I really would.
Which is kind of what she's doing, you know, and she stood her ground on shit. She moved some stuff. She didn't move some stuff. But to me, it's like, I don't like the confrontation, believe it or not. I don't like haggling with people. I wouldn't even want people knowing where you lived and scoping your garage out. Like, all of that seems creepy to me.
Yeah, no, we talked about it last week, and the fact that you've got a bunch of shit like old clothes and stuff, and you'll just donate it. I mean, there is the argument to be made. Just take the tax break, right?
Totally.
You know, rather
Totally.
than,
Yeah.
unless you've got big items that you want to sell, like chest of drawers and shit.
But that's where you do an estate sale. I just don't think of it as stuff that I wouldn't put my stuff in a garage sale. Stuff that I would want to sell, like. It's stuff that's collected. It's not stuff that's just
the other
for the
thing
most part. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
But a lot of times, I don't know. It just doesn't sound like her neighborhood did a neighborhood thing. But I think a lot of times when a neighborhood just has one where once a year a whole neighborhood does it, I think that's where it gets better because of the fact that everyone knows
got massive traffic.
Right. And I think usually that's where you probably get more response. Maybe I would imagine just because everybody knows that everyone's doing. Like we have one. I don't know. I've noticed it doesn't seem like every year they all do it, but it's still, you know, this weekend blank is going to be having a garage sale.
Yeah.
I love going to garage sales, by the way.
Do you?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where
I don't want other
cheap
people's shit, man.
Yeah.
I got enough of my own shit.
That's kind of how I feel.
And I don't like when my kids bring it home. You know, they'll come down there. There's this one little girl who's, I don't know, 13 down the road, and Ella will run into her sometimes, and she'll be like, "Oh, here, you know, take." And it's really nice of her. She's just giving her kind of some old toys and stuff that she just has laying around. Comes home with like bagfuls of shit. You know, like, oh, God damn.
Now we are responsible for this mess. The other news was she sold that car finally. Remember the car the Russian mafia came and looked at? The Mexican mafia bought it.
Nice.
Yeah. So unloaded that. But I had to leave the conversation. I had to leave because she wants me there, like I said before. So if anything goes wrong, there's a double murder instead of just Beth being murdered.
Yeah.
She wants backup in case, you know, so they can kill us both. So I've agreed that, I'll just be there as some muscle. Hilarious. I'm there as a threat to people in case they got any funny business. Some kid, nice kid, came with his parents and his little sister. Parents don't speak a lick of English. And they're trying to throw in all this stuff about, we've got a mechanic that wants to look at it. And Beth's like, yeah, whatever. Bring someone by and, you know, be glad to look at it. And then it's like, well, the mechanic doesn't want to come over here. So we'll come over at 7 and we'll bring another guy. And she's like, whatever. My boyfriend will be here. So, you know, don't try any funny business, you know, whatever.
That's him right there.
And so they come over and they're going to put you on the spot. Like, the mechanic wasn't able to make it. This is all being translated between the parents who don't speak a lick of English and the son. And they want to take the car up to a place to have it looked at. And she's like, no, dude, no, I'm not giving you the car to go to a mechanic. You want to bring the mechanic that you told me you were bringing over here and go ahead. At this point, I'm like, all right, this is getting uncomfortable. I'm going inside.
I'm going inside.
Oh, yeah,
that's when she needed you most.
Right. I had an eye out though, just in case. But it was starting to get to a point where she's like, look, you want the car? Great. I'm willing to sell it to you. You don't want the car? That's fine too.
Sounds a little bit like Beth is tougher than you, Mike.
Oh, dude. Sounds like Jay, it's not even close. She has no shame.
Does she smack you around, Mike? She does, doesn't she?
I don't want to get into it. No, she's not abusive, but she's not afraid to call out something for what it is. She's like you in that respect, where I'm just more like, yeah, I don't want to do that. I'd rather just like talk shit behind his back than confront him in person, right? You know, that just seems like the more humane thing to do.
Talk about him on a
Totally.
podcast.
Yeah,
Totally. That's
rag
what I
on him
would
behind
do.
a podcast. The shit I wouldn't say to his actual face.
Right.
And so when
He's not
push
going to
came to
listen. He can't
shove,
understand English. So
right, exactly. That's my thought. So when push came to shove, he ended up buying the car anyways. No mechanic looked at it or anything. We took a test drive, and obviously I'm here, so everything worked out
She
okay.
called his bluff.
She did. She called his bluff, and it worked. The kid was like 16, first car, really wanted it, and so that's all going to work out. And she's like, he's like trying to like give her the cash, and I'll take the car. And she's like, no. I'll meet you at the Secretary of State and we can transfer the title. Because I'm not,
right.
and I'm like, okay, time for me to go back inside. I don't want to get in this discussion. They didn't really know what the Secretary of State was.
No, dude.
Which, so now the thing is she's meeting them at the Secretary of State tomorrow, and
this is gonna fall through. This is not happening.
The
car is not sold.
They have the cash. Here's the concern. She's like, should I call him and let him know about insurance? Because I have a feeling when we get to the Secretary of State, first off, there's gonna be taxes, and then there's going to be insurance things, and he's
not going to have it.
Yeah,
this is not happening. There's
it's pretty much not even sold. Might as well just be. I don't know why you said it was sold. There's no way. I don't even think they'll meet him there. I think they'll just.
No, I'm with E.
They came twice though. They came twice, and they had cash in hand.
There is no chance they have insurance.
What would you do?
You've now involved the government. There's no way they're showing up there. No.
Well, they haven't. They do have a car.
That
seems to have tags on it. I mean, I don't know.
Does that mean anything?
I guess, am I just naive to think that most people have tags and insurance?
Yes.
And am I naive?
Don't you think so, Jay?
Somebody
willing to. They don't speak English. They're over here to want to play cash. They want their mechanic to. I don't know.
Well, when I was out with
you wouldn't want a person paying cash or having a mechanic? I don't think that's wrong at all.
I don't know. Just how
to me, it does seem shady, Mike.
No, but to not, but I don't think it was shady intentionally. I think it was just a product of clearly newish immigrants here, first generation, maybe.
Okay, but maybe so, but that doesn't.
And not being a part of the system, so to speak. And then it's like, oh, the car's X price. I'll give you X dollars, and I'll take said car. And it's like for someone like Beth, she's going, wait a minute, I'm not going to give you and just trust that you're going to transfer the title. And then your 16-year-old totals a car somewhere and it's got my fucking name on it. Forget it. And they're kind of like, here's the cash. Mi amigo. It says. So I think you would do the same thing, right? I probably would have just given the car personally. He said, thank you.
Yeah, transaction. Given it to him. This is not sold. There's no sale here. I would not assume that there's a sale.
I should have an update tomorrow. Anyway, anything else over the weekend we should discuss? E, how was your weekend?
Pretty good.
Into the mic, you son of a
pretty
bitch.
Good. I did that.
You had your stand up
in Grand Rapids, and then I guess Mike already knows, but I had a first, Jay, in doing comedy.
What happened?
He shit himself on stage.
No, and that is that I did my show, and after it, a young lady comes up to me and starts talking to me about the show. And she's like, oh, what are you guys doing after this? I'm like, well, me and this comic buddy are going to go downtown. I'm like, yeah, you should go to this bar, blah, blah, blah. And we should all go. And so we go to the bar, and then
Did you engage in Congress? You engaged in Congress.
Well, what happened was
you parlayed it.
I got, what's really funny is I don't remember leaving the bar, but I remember the entire walk back. But yes, we left the bar, we walked back, we went to her place. I hooked up with this chick.
Wow.
And I got
to eat clothes in the sale.
And I got to tell you, dude, this was way, for me personally, on a level better than if I'd picked up a chick from the bar. Because she saw me do comedy that night. Like, I told 2 jokes about prostitutes, and stuff. So she saw that. And there was another comic hitting on her, too. And, like, she was talking to me.
She chose you. There were other choices, and she settled on you.
She was talking to me a little bit. And this other dude that was actually originally, we were going to go out to the bar together. And he kind of walked away with her. He's like, yeah, I'm going to try to nail this chick. And I was just like, I kind of just was like, I guess, because I don't know. I'm just not that kind of person. I don't like the idea when guys become this like, well, I was hit, fuck that. If he wants to, whatever. So she walked away.
You cock blocked him?
No, I didn't. That's my point.
He claimed his stake and you cock blocked him.
No, I didn't. He walked away with her for a little bit. I was a little hazy just because of alcohol, but about a few minutes later, she just came back to me and I was like, when are we all going to the bars?
So you got sloppy seconds. Good work, E.
I'm all right with that. If that's true.
Were you
all right
clean that day? Did you clean yourself?
Yeah, I took a shower before the show.
Did you use soap?
Yes.
Wow.
I did.
Nice. How did it go? How was the Congress?
it was all right. It was pretty good.
What do you mean pretty good?
No, it was probably the best I've had, but I mean, might have been just I was just excited because of the fact that it was happening after comedy. So personally, that might have been better for me. I don't know. I think she was
she nice enough to give you a reach around?
Shut the fuck up, you asshole. Shut the fuck up, you asshole. You know what's funny, dude? I think, though, I didn't do anything special. I told Mike this. I think there's times when people, because we all know that girls, for the most part, hold the card. They hold the cards. you know, when it comes to this. I know there's some, you know, if you're some Don Juan, some guys can literally just pull in it. I can't.
Yep.
And I think for the average guy but I think the average guy doesn't I don't believe that. I believe the average guy can't necessarily. Point is, I think
pull a chick
every night. I'm just saying all consistently I just don't believe that. You can say what you want, but I don't believe it. But my point is, she wanted it that night. You know what I mean? Like she was the one who made the choice that she wanted sex. I just didn't fuck it up. Like I didn't do anything special. I didn't give her any line.
So what happens? You go back to when it's go time. When you hit go time, what goes on? Do you lay her down tenderly on the bed? And
no, it was not like that.
What was it like?
Well, you know what though? I will say what happened is it's what's just really weird because I don't. Most of the night I actually remember pretty decently, but I just don't remember leaving the bar because I was with the bar. It was me, her friend, and my friend and her. So actually, about 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning when I woke up, because I wake up fucking early. All of a sudden, I see all these texts from her friend like, "Please just text me. Where did you guys go? I just want to know if she's okay." So we didn't tell them we left. I guess we just left. And like, I gotta be honest, on the way back, I don't know how long it was from the bar to her place, but we came pretty close a few times just to pretty much having sex outside. Like we were like
a little ego.
We were like kind of like going pretty hard, just like a few different places on the way back there. And I just remember when we got there, luckily she what it was is her roommate was out of town too.
So who was driving at this point?
We walked from the bar. We took an Uber from the hotel to the downtown, and we walked from her place from the bar to her place. We didn't drive.
Oh.
So then I don't know. We just got back there and then just
right in the living room.
Right in her bed, in her room. Then I woke up the next morning. I left, but I walked home. I didn't pay for a cab to walk home. I walked like 3 miles back to the hotel. I didn't want to pay $20 for a cab.
Oh, E.
What was her name, E?
Katrina. I only remember that because of I kept referencing it that it was like the hurricane.
Oh, okay.
No, but it was awesome for me, Jay, personally.
Blind squirrel found a nut over the weekend.
It was a good.
Was she up to your standards? She was hot, obviously.
She wasn't.
Definitely a 10.
You can't really tell that well in this image that I took. But her face was the least attractive, I would say, about her. But I mean, her body was nice. I thought, and I don't think their face was ugly, but you can't really see.
Let me see.
I don't want to touch his phone. Okay. It's hard to tell from that image.
I know. It's very dark.
Yeah.
Very dark image.
Did you take that for the sole purpose of showing us later?
Yeah, probably at the time. I was walking back that morning. Was one of the best moments of my life. I almost could quit comedy after doing that. I felt like. Anyway. Dude. It was good for me, man.
Good work.
Well, congratulations.
Comedy went all right too, I guess. Who cares?
The best of was a striking success.
Yeah.
There was 3 major mistakes for sure.
What would you point out as a mistake?
Obviously the 10 seconds.
Yeah. What happened with the 10 seconds?
That was just flat out that
the 10-second lead in where you push play and then you go through all sorts of emotions. You're like confusion.
Hit the volume button.
Yeah,
do
volume button's way up. Did I push play? Yeah, I pushed play. Fuck! This didn't load.
Yeah.
That was just me being saved.
And then
saved it.
And then it kicks in
and then
to the old intro.
Yeah, that was the second one, obviously.
Yeah, brutal.
Obviously, that was the second big mistake.
And then what was the third?
Third was I looked at the list several times and yet somehow I repeated a clip. So
which clip?
Officer Walters.
Yeah. Oof. What about the levels of my Zot read? Were those appropriate?
I don't remember.
Oh.
Oh, E.
I'm going to give you a clue. No, they weren't.
What were they?
Fucking dropped 10 decibels. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just to an untrained ear.
E, how do the levels fall off on something like, I mean, you're looking at a wave file, so you're able to see when levels drop off drastically and you can fix that's easy. That's an easy fix. How do you miss that one?
I don't have an answer for that. So, well, what am I going to say? I mean, there's nothing I could say that's going to make it okay.
Blame your retardation. I don't know. Do something.
I think that is the answer. The answer is I don't have an answer. That's pretty much saying that, isn't it? I feel like by saying I don't have an answer, that's what you just said.
Your Mongolism?
Mongolism.
Specific?
Yeah, that didn't affect that.
No?
My ugliness did not affect the lake.
Is it?
I'm just going to let that sit.
Oh.
Just let that settle in, folks.
Is that,
Mongolism.
is that what Mongolism is? It's ugliness.
Your ugliness.
Oh my
You're
god.
more Mongolized than I thought.
Jeez, E. How about the music level on the outro?
I don't agree with that at all, man.
How about the
I listened to that part. I don't agree with that.
How
dude.
about the order of the bits? Did you feel that was appropriate?
What was wrong
Do you
with
stand
them?
by that?
Yeah, I do.
You stand by starting it out with, I don't know, a 25-minute story about fucker right in the pussy, which is so 2012.
I don't know. I don't as far as the order, I
He
think
doesn't
the order
care.
was
He's
fine.
taking a knee.
No, that's not true. I think
Taking a
I
knee.
stand by the order.
He's taking a knee on this issue.
No, I did not take a knee. I said I stood by the order of it.
Well, our Pandora commercial launched.
I did not know that
on
by the
Monday,
way. So I did not know
and
that.
so people getting a first
Great first
glimpse
impression.
into the Detroit cast. Click play. What do you have? 5 seconds to
No, 10 seconds.
hit them with something? No, I know you have about 5 seconds to capture them.
Right.
So
I didn't know it started on Monday. No, not that would have.
would
Not that that would
that have
affected
changed a lot?
it. I mean, I didn't do it bad because I didn't think I'm like, well, the Pandora commercials don't start yet, so who cares?
I need to get you to take pride in that aspect of this show. Like really look at the details of things, and if you need help putting the bits in the right order, or I don't know. But we don't
I
want.
thought the order of the bits. I really don't.
Honestly, I didn't listen to it, but I get enough critiquing from people where it's like, oh fuck.
I scrolled through just to hear what you put on there, and I was struck by how many fucking times I had to hit fast forward to get out of some bits. Where I was like, oh my god, it's still going. Holy shit, it's still going. It's still going. It's still going.
But that makes it easier for E if they're longer bits. He
That's
doesn't
not.
have to pull as
That's
many.
not what it is.
What?
That's not what it is.
Have
don't
you
know.
started working on the 4th of July? Because
No.
we'll probably take time off
I
then
have
too.
not started working on the 4th of July.
All right. Well, sorry, folks. I really
I don't know what to
apologize. Yeah,
deeply.
I thought.
deeply apologize.
You know what?
For his
the
retardedness.
The bits. I don't
Mongolism.
agree with the bits, other than the fact that I'm mad.
what
that I
el-
agree-
what other bits played?
I don't know. Look, I don't remember.
Okay.
Oh,
let's look.
here's one, and this is a point I wanted to make. It was about the dick size. I'll have you know, each one of you confirm that you are also bigger than a Sharpie. So I don't know how I got stuck with the
Because
king.
you just seem,
the
you
king
just seem to
thinks
really
it's-
hammer it
Fuck,
home.
dude. You
Yeah,
guys,
but-
I said, dude, a Sharpie, and you guys were like, oh my God, you, E, we're declaring that you are way bigger than a Sharpie and this and that. It was ridiculous. I'd never
but
heard that before. And I
there's
listened to that and I said, holy shit, man.
No, there
These
was
guys were all over that.
there was a difference in the way you said you were bigger than a Sharpie.
bullshit.
And
The
it
rest of us kind of creeped over the line of a Sharpie. You were like, fucking
Bullshit, dude.
line up 4 Sharpies. Let's go. Bring it on.
You
That's
guys
kind
were,
of the
you guys
attitude.
were all over that more than me.
And we've heard that stream in the other room. I mean, it sounds like you're no more than an inch away from that water.
I do punish the water.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I
more a healthy prostate than anything.
I swear to God, and I've said it before, you can almost hear the water screaming uncle when you urinate. I mean, we hear it out here, and it's like, Jesus, is the door shut? It is. Wow. What's going on in there? It sounds like you're taking a bucket of water and slowly just pouring it in there. I mean, it's got to be the healthiest prostate I've ever heard on a human male.
I was just struck by that bit, man. You guys all agreed, and somehow I got saddled as the big dick guy.
Oh, what a burden.
It is. It's a burden I carry. I'm not so sure I'm comfortable with it.
Yeah, well, I don't know what to say. I mean, there could be worse things to be saddled with than the giant dick guy.
So you got the dick story. You've got the fucker right in the pussy. You've got a dude crapping on the middle of the sidewalk.
yeah,
in New York.
Yep, I remember that.
Shoot,
Officer Walters
Officer
and the
Walters
95-year-old,
again.
yeah.
Sure, again,
Yeah.
again. Had a couple good emails. I'll say that. He picked the Splint email from Ed, where Ed had to go rummage around in a field and try to find a Splint
with
for
a
his
cop.
buddy.
His buddy was going to shoot the cop.
Yes,
Yeah.
his buddy was going to steal the gun. And then we had the fidget arm email, which is
Oh,
one of my
God.
favorites.
Yeah, that one was really funny. That's right up there with the new jogger, the gay jogger.
Yeah.
One that you like.
Yep. Shirtless runner guy.
Anyway, lastly on our checklist of the weekend, Mike Tramp
Yeah.
performed at Callahan's, and Jay and I canceled the interview with the Tramp. And I know that sounds bad, but this is one of those things where we weren't doing a show the day he was here live, and he was in Chicago the night before, so it's not like there was much we could do. So we were specially coming in over the break on Saturday to record something with him that we could play back today, someday this week. But there wasn't much promotion for his show. That's why I promoted it. We talked about it through the week. But that's a gamble because if anything goes wrong, we've promoted his show and then there's no Tramp. So anyway, as the show was getting closer, E was in constant contact with him. I'm not singing, sons of bitches. As it was getting closer, he was starting to fade a little bit towards on Friday. Like, oh yeah, I'm getting in kind of late. I got to do sound check and then do the show. And we were just trying to pin him down at a time. It was your anniversary, and little child.
You can't resist.
No. Yes, I can. So it was one of those where all of a sudden he didn't want to come in. He wanted to do a phoner. And Jay and I are like, no, dude, no, we're not interested really in doing a phoner with Mike Tramp. The fun would be having him come in, sit down with us and have some fun. A phoner is a mail it in situation, unfortunately. And if you're, an A-list celebrity, you go, okay, you take what you can get. But with Mike Tramp, it would have been fun to have him in studio. So anyway, we ended up saying, okay, you're going to wrap up this tour in New York. You've got to come back west because that's where you live. How about you come by on your way back? And so that's in the works right now. We do have his number. We could call him at any point, but I don't want to do a phoner with him. Not that I wouldn't want to do a phoner, but I think it'd be better to have him in studio.
Right.
So that's kind of where we're at with Mike Tramp. So I apologize if people were looking forward to that. I was looking forward to that. I'd studied for a fucking week on the guy. So
pulled up some interesting shit, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, I did a lot of fucking background work on Mike Tramp of all things and White Lion and Vito Bratta to be able to do a decent interview with him. So yeah, it's a bummer, but hopefully we'll be able to make that work. We will not let that go. Righty? We're going to be on top of that one.
Yeah, no.
Do you know when he wraps up in New York?
No, you know what? I emailed him and he hasn't got back to me on that part yet. But I can look at his schedule and see when he wraps up. But
might be what you should do.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
No,
rather than emailing him, and I mean, if I were him, I wouldn't respond either. I'd be like, could look at my schedule.
Yeah.
Online.
Well, we can do that.
Google machine.
He doesn't have one of those. Anyway, so that's where we stand on Mike Tramp
today.
I know he's mad.
He's pissed.
He came in thinking, dude, I got some action this weekend.
Yep. Got the world by the tail.
Awesome. Yep.
No,
this
I
is
didn't.
going to be a great day. Yeah,
actually, no, I didn't.
Why?
Because I knew it was coming, so I didn't.
Yeah.
So
anyway, dare I say a big show today? Got a lot to get to. We've got some a tram accident. Holy shit! This happened in Germany.
Ugh, gross.
Yeah. Some nana being a nana. We'll get to her. God. A breastfeeding story. We got a lot of stuff to get to. Texas, the flood in Texas. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That is bad news. I don't know. Did any of you guys watch the Houston Rockets Golden State Warriors game last night? Probably not. I did.
What's that series?
3-1 Golden State.
Oh, 3-1. Okay.
Yeah, Houston won last night. Oh my God. Steph Curry, the point guard for Golden State,
fell on his neck, right?
Holy shit. Yeah, that was one of those. Went over the top of a 6'10" guy or whatever and landed on his neck. He was out for a while, but he came back in the game and airballed his first shot back, but then got hot. But it was kind of a runaway win for Houston. But
was that game in Houston?
It was in Houston.
Really?
And at the end of that game, they went, stay in your seats, don't go anywhere. I mean, that storm went through Houston, and it was like, yeah, you're better off in here than out there. So they had people stay in the seats, and some of the players stayed. Yeah. There was this one mother who made a phone call. This is like a big vacation spot near Houston, Memorial Weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So people are renting these houses on this lake and this river. So, which was the case with this one family. The vacation home they rented was swept away.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, with them in it. She's on the phone with her sister. I'm in a house. I'm floating down the river. Tell mom and dad I love you and pray. That was from Laura McComb. Mrs. McComb and her two children, Andrew and Leighton, 6 and 4, respectively, are among 12 people still missing. So she's
no.
Yeah.
If you run a house like that, Jay, do you get is there like a deposit? Like, will they have like a safety deposit.
She get her money back?
No, yeah, does this count?
Yeah, if they find her, maybe they'll
Like,
worry about that.
they still have to
She's going to take it up with someone.
I can get her $500 back.
So that's what she told her sister. She's 33 years old. They rented this place at Wimberley. Its spot is called Wimberley, where this happened. A spokesman for the Emergency Operations Center said Monday night that the search component of the mission was over, meaning no more survivors were expected to be found in the debris. The recovery resumed this morning. These people have been found dead. 3 people were found dead today in Houston after those rains Monday night caused historic flash floods in Houston, bringing the confirmed death toll over the weekend to 11. Hundreds of people were forced, and I think there are like 40 more people still missing. So you can count those people as dead too. People were abandoning their cars as rains turned Interstate 45 into a raging river. Hundreds of homes damaged. 4 inches of rainfall turned into several feet of flood water, up to 20 feet.
Dude, it's like that. What was it? 75 at 696 last year. Remember that interchange?
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
like
yeah.
20 feet deep, man.
Is that where when Berkeley got hit?
Yeah.
When Derek got damn it,
That was
son.
just last year, right?
Yeah.
Right,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Wow,
Yeah, that
man.
was
It's like
nasty,
forever
man.
ago now.
4 feet of water in the basements.
Yeah.
All those Derek sent me pictures of that, and you could just barely see the roof of his car that was in his driveway
Wow.
in Berkeley. Authorities were also searching for victims, assessing damage just across the Texas-Mexico border. A tornado ripped through there, killed 13 people, and 5 are unaccounted for. That chick, her sister Julie, says she had come to accept that her sister, niece, and nephew are now dead. 2 families from Corpus Christi, including the McCombs, rented the house for the holiday weekend. 8 of the 9 people staying there are now believed to be dead. Only Mrs. McComb's husband, Jonathan, survived.
Wow.
Oh,
Good news out of Corpus Christi.
We don't know that it's good news. We just don't know that it's
Well, that can't be bad.
terrible news.
A poor widower collecting insurance. I don't know.
I mean, he was found 12 miles away, clinging to a tree. Yeah, with multiple broken bones, but he will recover. And I
collect
mean,
insurance.
and
I
he's
gotta be
got
honest.
quite
Go
a
on.
fresh slate. I mean,
This may be even better than the good news out of Maryland. Like there's
that guy was
his whole-
stuck with a
that
kid.
guy had a 3-year-old, right?
Yeah, that he had to lug around
Right.
with him.
His
Yeah.
whole debt has been wet free. He's gonna have
It's been what?
swept free. I don't know.
But no, that was well put. Yeah, they say he's absolutely devastated.
Yada, yada, yada.
Yada yada. Exactly.
How will I go on? Blah blah blah.
He became separated from the rest of the family. How convenient for him to become separated from the rest of the family.
Picture the heel to the forehead in that situation. Get off my tree. It's my tree.
But Dad.
He's just giving him the palm wave. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Perfect.
Yeah, he became separated from the family when the house they were floating in hit a tree and broke apart.
Damn it, dude.
Man.
It hit a bridge, excuse me.
I don't know. I feel like he won the lottery personally, but I mean,
He's
maybe he
still
loved
with
her
us.
though. Maybe he loved his wife and kids though. That could be.
Maybe. I mean,
That's always a possibility, I suppose.
say, no one in the house realized how bad the flooding was until the water began seeping into the house. By then, it was way too late. The floods lifted the home from its foundation
Jesus.
and carried it away.
Jesus.
Think about that, dude. You're sitting in a house,
Yeah.
and then
Like
all
a
of a
real
sudden,
house.
yeah.
This happened in like Tom Sawyer, right? Remember, didn't his dad die in that way?
Did he?
Flood on the Mississippi, yeah, the house. But that was like, in olden times on the Mississippi. I mean, this is a real freaking house.
Yeah.
Right?
In olden times on the Mississippi.
Like that olden.
It wasn't an only.
Harking back to olden times.
Now, the sister says there is a blessing in all this.
Right.
So,
we already
Yeah,
heard about it, the husband.
Right. She is with her children. She is with her babies, and she will be with her babies forever in heaven. And we know that that as a family. So this is potentially great news. I mean, the family is seeing this now as a blessing. This is an absolute blessing out of Corpus Christi.
You just gotta hope that he had definitely some insurance money on her. That'd be
Well, if they're
perfect.
renting vacation homes,
Yeah.
you got to think there's a substantial payout coming
Gotta be some.
for Mr. McComb.
What if you just, you know,
congratulations, Mr. McComb.
what if those
Good
kids,
things ahead.
What if those kids weren't planned? You know what I mean? I mean, he probably loved them. He loved them, but what if they weren't planned?
Yeah, he got used to him being around.
If he's the breadwinner, though, there's not as much on her as there is on him.
Yeah.
Well, that's a mistake he's never going to make again.
Next time.
Yeah, next time he'll be smarter about that. If that's the case.
But even if that is the case, look at all the money he's saving now. No more insurance on these people. No more paying for these kids' meals and clothing and whatnot.
Yeah, this is
so much money.
Such.
This is shaping up to be a beautiful story. This is a feel-good story out of Texas. It really is.
For this guy, anyway.
Texas's governor, Greg Abbott, declared disasters in 37 counties. Think about that. Oakland County, Wayne County, Macomb. Keep going. 37 counties.
And it's in the...
Houston's the fourth biggest city in the country.
That's what I was just going to say, right? I mean, it's fucking Texas.
Yeah. The worst flooding damage was in Wimberley along the Blanco River. It created about 40 feet, more than triple its flood stage of 13 feet. That's how deep the water was coming through there. Hundreds of trees along the Blanco were uprooted or snapped. They collected in piles of debris up to 20 feet high. Look at that. Those trees look like little broccoli stalks.
Yeah.
You can barely just see the tops of them.
Yeah. Just want to eat them.
Yeah.
Man, they look delicious.
Throw some cheese or some butter on those.
Just plain even. Just steam it. Steam it
I
up.
don't know about all that. Do look kind of delicious, though.
Yeah, these overhead views are amazing.
The National Weather Service declared a flash flood emergency, and an announcer at the Houston Rockets game asked fans not to leave because of the weather. 3 people have been found drowned in Houston. 1 man found in a submerged truck. 2 other bodies were found floating in floodwaters across the city.
Look at this image. Isn't that weird how the CVS parking lot is like not touched?
Elevated a little bit.
Yeah, everything around it is just underwater.
Yeah. Well, it was so dry there for so long. They were praying for rain, and then they got hit with a ton of it, and they say it's going to continue to rain like crazy too. So they don't even think this is all over. In Mexico, up to 200 homes have been completely destroyed. We have never registered in the more than 100-year history of this city a tornado. By midday, 13 were confirmed dead at the border town, 10 adults, 3 infants, at least 5 people still missing. The twister hit a 7-block area. There's nothing standing, not walls, not roofs. Rescuers were looking for 4 members of a family who were believed missing. Rescuers were searching for an infant who was missing after the tornado ripped the baby carrier the child was in from its mother's hands.
Oh, damn it. That's brutal.
There was also a homecoming queen on her way home from the prom. Gone.
Good thing the prom queen didn't die.
No, she was the... Oh, what did I say? Homecoming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Homecoming. Who cares?
No, the prom queen. I think she was the prom. They're doing prom now, not homecoming.
Right.
Yeah,
Why'd you say homecoming then?
I made a mistake.
Typically, homecoming's kind of JV to prom's varsity. So.
The way I wrote that was homecoming queen killed in way home from prom. So you can see what I did there.
You can?
Yeah, you made a mistake
that you pointed out. Thank you for that.
Sure.
I like
glad it could be corrected. I'm sure a lot of people were wondering that.
Yeah.
Just that.
Well, that is more of a loss, though, than if it's the prom queen.
It was the prom queen.
So you know what? Whoever was in second, remember that? If the duties, good news for that second place, though. She's stepped on up, the prom queen.
She's taking the crown.
Right?
All I could think was...
Yeah, what's the phrase they use? If your duties should become necessary or something. Some really ridiculous...
I love the idea of when it's like Miss Universe and it's like the second place one. Just remember, in case something happens, you know.
Well, that's been happening more and more as the first placers have been showing up in videos sucking on shit and, you know, doing whatever.
Sucking on shit.
At that point, why don't you just say sucking on dick? Why would you say sucking on shit?
I don't know.
Sucking on shit sounds way worse.
Yeah, I will say, yeah, if they're sitting there videos of them sucking on shit, I definitely don't want that to be my Miss Universe.
Yeah, me either. Miss Mexico, maybe, but not Miss USA.
Right.
No, absolutely not.
To be honest, sucking on dick is like, yeah, they should be, but sucking on shit.
All I could think was, how late after the prom was she on her way home?
Ooh,
because, I mean, we all remember prom night, right? Am I right, guys?
I didn't go to prom.
Jay, you remember prom night?
Did she have a good time?
Did he? Is there a young dapper gentleman sitting there going, wow.
Did they consummate the evening?
Yes. I was wondering. Even if they didn't, he's telling everyone now they did.
Right.
Which all of his buddies are like,
Yeah,
hell yeah, I closed that shit last night. No one's here to refute that
Right.
story.
Exactly.
Are you kidding me? We did everything. We started with a nice 69. I backdoored her. Yeah, of course I did.
Yeah, you
Backdoor
can-
the prom queen.
Say whatever you want, dude. She's not gonna be able to say boo about it.
Put her tiara on her ass and went to town. That's her, huh?
Through the tiara. Yeah, there he is. There's my man. Yeah, she's beautiful.
She wearing flip flops to prom.
She was beautiful.
Right. Thank
She
you.
wearing
I stand
flip flops to
corrected.
prom.
No, those are they look flip flop fishy. But no, those are actual prom shoes. Whatever prom shoes are. They're like a prom slipper sandal.
An evening gown, open toe sandal.
I think what you've got going here is as much as she would like to wear a nice 3-inch heel,
Ah, yeah.
you see the problem?
He's wee.
He's more wee, and I run
She's
into
like,
this problem myself.
No, it's cool. I'll just wear my sandals.
I'll just wear my flats.
I'll bedazzle them. It'll be fine.
I've been in his position. I know what that's like. Beth
Huh.
is tall. I get it. But yeah, I think that's what you've got going on there.
Yeah, that could be.
Where he's got maybe a quarter of an inch on her,
Yeah.
and he's probably wearing platforms.
Making her wear the flats because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, not to make light of this terrible story, obviously. But a little too late for that, I suppose. But
You know what? The only thing that would
Anywho.
suck if you think about it,
what?
What is that? Oh,
If-
those are her sandals. Okay.
if
Those are as flat as they come, aren't they? Boy, oh boy, there is absolutely no lift on those shoes.
Those are
None.
literally flip flops that are bedazzled. There's nothing more to them.
Wow. Those, yeah, you're right.
Mhm.
There's not even a heel on those. Those are just flat soled. What were you going to say?
Damn it! I was hoping you could forget because as soon as I started talking, I thought maybe what I said wasn't going to be that good. But what I was going to say is, since she's dead now, if you had sex, it'd be a bummer if she made you wear a condom because like it wouldn't matter. No.
God, you really
It's a fair point. I mean,
Thought that
I
one
can't
through,
take that
didn't
from
you?
him. I can't take that from him. I don't know what you're talking about, but I get it.
You don't.
he doesn't know what a condom is.
Yeah,
But it's but he also said it's a fair point. I mean,
Condom.
condom. Did you use?
yes, yes.
You used a condom.
I always carry one on me when I go out.
Doesn't that get heavy lugging something like that? A piece of machinery around like that?
No, they're surprisingly light.
Was it a Magnum?
No,
So you're gonna see her again when you go out there next time?
Not after that discussion.
No, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I do have her phone number, but when I woke up the next morning, I just said, "Hey, I'm gonna get going," and she said, "Yeah, I'm tired." So
Ooh.
I'm all right with that.
So she
I'll
was as ready for you to go as you were ready to go.
Right? I think it was a mutual engagement.
There's going to be a suit coming at some point. Someone's going to be regretting this,
Oh,
and
are you kidding me?
there's going to be buyer's remorse, and we're going to get a phone call
Yeah.
wondering if Mr. Eric Fady is there. Well, can you tell me about Mr. Fady's location at this current
Oh,
time?
there's none of that's coming. None of that's coming.
Yeah, everybody says that.
Will you accept service?
Did you get the nod?
But she was the aggressor. I'm in this. Trust me, she wanted it.
weird.
Yeah.
You sure this happened?
You know. No, dude. I have my comic friend can't like confirm that the sex happened, but he can confirm that she was definitely on me and wanted it that night.
Did she have fun?
I think she either did or she was good at faking it.
You're totally sure it was a chick?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I mean, in your
Very
inebriated state.
very sure.
Well,
I do have her number, so my plan is just to if I ever go
Let's
back.
call her.
No, we don't need to do that.
Why?
You
Give us
don't
her
need-
number.
give us her
We
number.
don't
Let's
need to do
call
that.
her.
We don't
Come
need to-
on, dude.
Let's just call her and say hi.
fuck it.
Yeah, good boy. Give it to Kadog.
There's
What's her name again?
Kate,
Katrina.
Katrina and the Waves.
Fuck. You know what? The only reason I don't care is because I don't plan on this ever being anything else anyway. So I didn't have any expectations that this was leading to a
Good move.
relationship.
Come on, man.
I'm sorry, dude. It was down the line here. I texted a lot of people yesterday.
I got a piece from this chick last night.
That's
I
not-
got a piece from this chick last night.
Okay, supposedly
Copy paste. Copy paste. Copy paste.
this could be the wrong number, but this is the number I was given.
Ooh. Oh, we've seen that before.
That'd be awesome.
Doo-doo-doo.
Hey, I don't give a shit. I really don't care though. That's the thing. This isn't like a time where I'm telling you like I'd be bummed. If it isn't, if it's the wrong number, I didn't have any
You
expectations.
had your one moment in time.
Right. I didn't have any expectations of it after that.
Cherish it forever.
Moment in time.
God, it'd be funny if she picked up though.
Is that a Whitney Houston song you just sang, Mike?
Might have been. Katrina?
Yeah.
Please dial the 10-digit mailbox number of the person you are calling.
Uh-oh.
If you have a mailbox on this system,
Is that a bad sign?
It's not a good sign.
Yeah, usually when you dial a number, it rings.
please redial the 10-digit mailbox number of the person you are calling.
Did you write it down right?
Let me see.
Of course he didn't.
And of course, I don't think I've ever gotten a bum number from a chick. Honest to God, I'm trying to think and rack my brain. I don't think I've ever gotten a
Well, dude,
bad number
if
from a
you-
girl.
Here's a fun. Well, here's
Allegedly nailed her and everything. I still gotta.
Well, here's the funny thing. If that's the wrong number, her friend who did text me the day before gave me the wrrong number because I
Well,
actually texted.
we can call her friend because we know that number's good.
Yeah, you can.
Pony it up.
Let's go. Slow down.
Any
Come on.
idea what
We're in
her
the middle
name
of a
is?
show here.
No idea what this chick's name is, right?
Yeah, I actually do because she said it in one of the texts. This number is definitely a real number.
What's her name?
Looks like it's Sarah.
She's friends with Katrina.
Apparently. Oh boy, here we go. Shit. I need a nice Red Bull to get ready.
I need a refreshing Red Bull too. Grab me a cherry.
Hello?
Hey, Sarah.
Yeah?
Hey, it's Mike and Jay. calling
and
from-
Mike.
from the Detroit Cast. How are you?
From who?
From the Detroit Cast. It's a talk show out of Detroit.
Oh, okay. Hi.
How
Hi
you
there.
doing? We
Good. Why is this happening?
well, one of our buddies was with you guys over the weekend. He does the show with us. His name's Eric.
He's a quote
Oh,
comedian.
Yeah.
Did you guys have fun with Eric?
Tall, goofy
Oh, yeah.
looking dude.
Yeah, great time. Yeah, he's got that hair on top of his head. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody has hair on top of their head, but his is special. You know what I mean?
Whoa, what a
Yeah.
kind of a shot.
His is special. So it sounds like him and that E, we call him Big E, by the way, and Katrina had
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
What did she say? What did she tell you?
I haven't really talked to her much about it, to be honest.
Oh, is she that horrified?
Yeah, terrified. I think he scared her.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No, I just haven't got the chance to catch up with her.
Really?
So what do you know about how these two hooked up? Like what was the deal? He
I
can.
don't really know anything about it, and I have somebody on my other line, so I can't really talk right now.
Oh, Sarah.
Sarah.
But he has her number, right?
I think so. We think you did you give him a real number for her?
Yeah, well, the phone that she had, she has two phones, one for work and then her personal one. And that one, the screen was mysteriously broken, so she was texting with her iPhone, and that's the number that I gave him. Now her screen is fixed on her other phone, so I can text that number too, if you'd like.
Yeah, please
text
do.
us that number, and we'll give her a buzz. Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, is this the number I should text?
No, can you text Eric?
Yep.
Awesome. Just do that. This is a studio line. You won't be able to text it.
Oh, okay.
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 Thank you, Sarah.
See ya.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Well, I get it, but that's.
Wow, some confirmation. It sounds like.
I wonder if it's this number. There's another number I had, and that makes sense because I texted that one originally, and it just nothing. It didn't come back. It came back. I think it's some weird thing. So maybe that was her. Anyway, whatever. We'll see.
Is a little. You would think if it was something special, if the evening
I
or the
told you it
moment
wasn't.
was special, that you would talk to your best friend about it and be like, "Oh my God, what I did last
He
night."
was
She's like,
amazing.
yeah. Oh my God, this guy, his hair, and
Yeah.
Oh, he was way better than I thought.
No, it was like
She's
crickets, and then I'll talk to you next weekend.
Yeah, I haven't really talked to him.
You guys are really, the funny thing is you guys are like making it as if I give a shit. I was happy enough with what it was.
Yeah.
I
Just blow a nut.
Yeah, with a girl after.
Was she satisfied?
I think she had a good time.
She wasn't satisfied, was she? Did you remember the bean, E?
You ignored the bean, didn't you? You didn't care about the bean.
E, did you remember the bean?
I don't know.
Oh, son of a bitch. You forgot about the bean? You wholly forgot about the bean.
Did she text you?
She hasn't. No.
Try that other number one more time.
Try a different number.
Let me ask you this. Did the bean occur to you at any point during the evening? E?
No.
Never crossed your mind?
Was your face in her nether regions at any point?
Oh, he hates the vagine. He would never do that. He's
I know.
disgusted by it.
Try this.
Disgusted by it. He was facing the other way anyway.
What was the
You asshole.
what color was the prop she used?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Color strap on.
Was it glass, plastic? What did she do?
So E,
Did it vibrate?
Shut up, dude.
Go ahead.
Did she like it?
I think so. She seemed to make. She
seemed to what?
She seemed to be loud.
Yeah. She makes some utterings and
She was very vocal.
yeah.
Did she call you out by name?
No, I don't even know if.
You don't
To be
know if
honest,
she
I didn't
knew
remember. I
your
didn't
name.
remember her name until the next morning when I saw the text.
Oh, yeah.
When I saw it, I remembered. Oh yeah, I kept saying Katrina, but when I woke up at the very beginning, if you'd had asked me what the name was,
That number doesn't work.
okay, well, I don't know. She hasn't texted me, so who knows if she will or not. But
Well, I guess we got confirmation though that this indeed happened.
Yeah, we still don't know for sure that Katrina is a female, but
Right.
until we talk to her.
E had Congress of some sort.
What was the pattern down below? Was she lightning bolt like Nana? Was she
I don't even remember, dude.
wait? You don't even remember? You don't know?
It's a bit hazy, man. It's about 3:30 in the morning, or I don't know, because it took us.
Was she completely shorn?
She was definitely pretty. I remember the fact that she was pretty shaved, but it took us. I don't know when we left the bar, but it was a long walk back to her place. At one point, we were fucking sitting in some there was like a backhoe or something, and we were like sitting inside of it or something. We were up on like this crane thing or something, and we were like.
This didn't happen.
It totally happened. Trust me.
How we doing on time, Kadog? What's our time look like? Why don't we take a quick timeout and we'll see if we can get a text from this girl?
You got it.
Because I would love to talk to Katrina. And then we've got a dentist to talk about.
Oh, this dude is horrifying.
Yeah. Also a little boy, 3-year-old.
I did get a number.
You did?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll sell that. We'll take a quick time out and then we'll call back and we'll take a very quick break because it's getting a little late. So we definitely want to try Katrina. We'll try her next.
It says.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hey, TDC friends, you know who it is. Steve Gabarra, the general manager at Zod Ford and Holly. As Jay mentioned before, Zod Ford is all about offering our customers choices. Bruce Jenner chose to be a chick. Big E chose to be normcore. And Jay has foolishly chosen to be Big E's trainer. That's how life goes. Well, now you can choose which new Ford you'd like to enjoy. Right now, lease a new 2015 Fiesta, Focus, or Fusion for just $145 a month for only 24 months. Friends, even the cult leader will agree. These deals are too good to pass up. Just $145 for a new Fiesta, Focus, or Fusion. Hurry down to Zot Ford at I-75 and exit 98 or check out our sick deals and our massive inventory at zotford.com. Get there.
The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the Detroit Cast on a Wednesday with Mike and Jay. And we'll call Katrina here in just a second. We did get the number.
I really hope we can get to a point where we don't just call every girl I have sex with. Like there's too many. Like the idea that we can just call everyone individually that I've had sex with.
When you've only got a couple, it's very easy to make that call.
Yeah, is this gonna make Dawn kind of jealous? And
hopefully.
Although I've actually,
could you imagine how long it would take if we tried to call Jay's roster?
Oh,
Jesus, we'd be here for months, E.
At least
with your limited roster,
hey,
this is a no-brainer.
2015's looking pretty good, man. I've already doubled what I had last year. So
you were on a hot streak though last year for a little bit. I feel like.
No.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, definitely you were. How do we know that? And
I don't think so. Because I think
it was Dawn, and then
Dawn was this year though.
Oh, okay.
I don't know that I had sex last year.
Okay.
Maybe
we're in the middle of a hot streak then.
Yeah. Ride it while it's hot.
Hey, this hot streak is brought to you by our friend David Helm. Helm Law wants to let you know that in addition to divorce, they also handle criminal matters. Attorney David Helm started his practice at the Livingston County Prosecutor's Office and is now dedicated to making sure that every person labeled defendant receives fair treatment. So whether you're leaving a child in the car, mouthing off to a cop, or have your hands full on a bus, Helm Law can help. Call them at 248-679-8804 or go online at helmlawpc.com to set up your free consultation. Tell them you support the Detroit Cast and receive 15% off.
So if Katrina gets a little buyer's remorse, you think he would look after our boy E?
Yeah, right.
You better be on my side, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, she
I don't know.
Recharacterize said event, right?
Yeah, if Katrina calls Helm Law first, I don't know. There could be a conflict of interest there. He might have to take your side.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Hope he charges you double.
Do I still get the 15% off if I mention I'm a Detroit Cast listener?
He'd be a pain in the ass client. This one.
Yeah. All right.
Let's hit it, man. Let's
go. Call her? Let's do it.
God, this is nerve-wracking. Even though I don't care, it's still nerve-wracking to me.
What are you going to do? Are you right?
Exactly.
Fingers crossed you won't answer?
Yeah, maybe. I'll hurt. If they weren't talking about it before, they will now.
You have another number for it, too?
No, this is it.
Come on. Really?
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Katrina McIntyre.
Hey, whoa. Hey, that's so the right number, though.
Well, I wanted to hear a name. Unfortunately, I didn't pull it down quite as fast. Why don't we give her a minute and we can try her back?
Okay.
Deal?
Let's do that.
All right. In the meantime, why don't I play something for you? You're a fan of the symphony, right, Jay?
Sure.
Consider yourself. You're a fan of farts too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, who isn't? We got a story that happened.
A symphony performed by farts.
Sort of.
Fart or symphony.
This is a guy. His name is Lawrence, and his brother moved away. So he started sending him. He would just like randomly fart into his phone and text his brother.
Brothers.
Yeah, I could see doing something like this. My brother moved away from town, and I was missing him, so I started texting him farts to let him know I love him. This would have been in the first dozen or so, but the second it came out, I knew it was special. And so let's see what he discovered here. Well, pause it for 1 second, Kadagwaya. Sorry. He claims that by slowing down the tone noise, Lawrence deciphered his fart to be a major seventh arpeggio in B flat with an incidental at the end.
Oh, of course.
So we'll see if you guys hear it.
We'll be the judge of that.
What's so special about that? Listen again.
I'd call that a groaner.
Let's slow that down. He says, this is a major seventh arpeggio in the key of B flat. With a trill at the end. do you think?
Well done, sir.
How did this guy really recognize this?
Amazing.
You know,
See, I would have just thought that was a little groaner and moved on. You know what I mean?
yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't even think that was text worthy,
No.
but I'm glad he did.
Glad he
Lawrence.
slowed it down. Gave it a listen. Hey, look at these burritos.
Burritos.
These little poos. Look at the poops.
Look at that proops. Look at that proops.
Got little kittens wrapped up like burritos, man. All you can see is their little heads.
What is the
Burritos.
Burritos.
That just caught my eye.
Gotcha.
Thought
As
you
in
like those poops.
Purr itos.
Yeah.
Burritos.
Look at those foods.
Oh my God, there's more burritos.
Oh, look at those poops bundled up.
The middle one looks like a Jawa.
Wow, look at those little poops. Poops.
How do you get them to stay in there, man?
They're
Not many kittens I know that would stay like that.
But when they crash hard. When
True.
kittens crash, I have videos of Pants when he was wee.
Yeah.
They're hilarious. Because he just like fall over and he
They're
was
so
done.
tired. 'Cause they've
Yeah.
been booking around all day.
Yeah.
Look at
Look at that
burrito.
poops. Look at that poops. I'm gonna make a burrito tonight.
I just don't think that
Yeah.
Pants is going to let you make him into
I
a
think your
burrito.
cats are too friggin' large to try
Maybe.
to wrap into anything.
Well, we'll see about that. I'll wrap Pants up tonight.
Let's try her back, man.
All right. Should we try one last time? If we don't get her tonight, we'll try again tomorrow. We will try Katrina until we get her. How about that?
Oh, my.
Be all righty.
Oh, I'm not that worried.
What was Katrina and the Waves' big song? Walking on Sunshine.
Walking on Sunshine.
Oh, don't we love that song?
Don't even try it. Son of a bitch.
I'm walking on
If Katrina-
sunshine.
Whoa. Times are feeling good.
I'm walking on sunshine. Oh.
If she's anything like me, she's not going
Your
to answer.
call has been
a phone.
forwarded to an automatic.
Text her and tell her we'll call her and see if she responds. God damn it.
I'm not. You're not. You can call her mom. If you want.
God, how many movies has this been in? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is where like the guy is rushing to get all the shopping done.
Love me, now baby, I'm sure. And I just can't wait till the day when you knock on my door.
Oh, God.
What?
Nothing.
Every time I go for the mailbox, gotta hold myself down. 'Cause I just can't wait till you write me you're coming around. I'm walking on sunshine. Oh, I'm walking on sunshine. Oh,
You got this, Mike.
I'm walking on sunshine. Oh, this is E walking home. Feeling good. This is E walking home from Shithead's apartment. Yeah, yeah. I'm walking on sunshine. Baby, you love me. Now and then it's true. And I don't just spend all my
Just
life
bouncing home.
just
Kinda
waiting
was,
for
dude.
you.
Kind of was.
You do a little bounce in your step, did you?
I got myself a Gatorade and just walked home. I was like, I'm fucking a lucky person right now,
Kept
man.
having to stop the leak to wipe the leakage though, but
Yeah.
that's all right.
Yeah, you know.
Is it safe to say the dentist is the worst visit you can make to a medical facility?
I've had so much dental work too.
Yeah.
It's brutal, man.
It's the worst. It's like going to a doctor and getting surgery done. You're just out. You wake, you come to, and it's done, and then you're in a recovery mode. But the dentist, there's something just medieval about it.
I've actually gotten used to it. Like, going in, know what to expect, whatever.
It still sucks, though.
Yeah.
It sucks. I was lucky. I never had braces as a kid. Did you ever have braces?
Yes.
Did you? E?
Yeah.
I never had braces or a retainer or anything like that. So when I went to the dentist as a kid, it was just for a cleaning.
God, you're lucky. Braces suck.
You're probably
That's
one of those
rare.
people without any fillings too, aren't you?
I had no fillings
You
until
son of a
my
bitch.
30s. Yeah,
How many do you have?
plenty now.
All right. was gonna say, what are you bitching about, dude?
Yeah, no, but I had
Cleanings.
We had that big one last year too.
Yeah, when I lost a tooth thanks to Izzy the Poos. Dad the Poos headbutted me, knocked the tooth out. Son of a bitch. Anyway, we got a Florida dentist. This landed over the weekend while we were off, and there might be video of this actually, Kadog. Of
this guy's an absolute monster, man.
Yeah, attacking this dentist. Her name's Brandy Motley. Love the name, and she attacked this guy outside of his practice after she brought her 6-year-old daughter in to see this 78-year-old Dr. Howard Schneider, who's from Jacksonville, Florida, because she brought her kid in because he needed to have a single tooth pulled, and he pulled out 7.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
He pulled 7 teeth.
Oh, you never know until you get in there, you know?
Yeah, which you would think, right? That's going to be a dentist go-to line. Well, once we got in there and saw what was going on. But you don't think of a 7-year-old needing teeth pulled like that.
Dude.
Anyway, Motley, the mom was not allowed to sit with her daughter and only found out what had happened after she was in the waiting room for 3 hours. 3 hours. They won't let her back.
Wouldn't you be going, yeah, give me my kid back.
Brielle was hyperventilating. Brielle's the daughter, the little girl. She was hyperventilating. She had marks all over her, blood all over her. In the parking lot, she takes her gauze out, and I noticed that all of her teeth are gone.
Oh, my God.
Brielle told her mom that Schneider hit and choked her while she was in his office. She contacts the police, but she also made a post on Facebook or something, which took off. And it brought this guy into the spotlight where other parents became...
You're going, yeah, me too.
Oh,
I
my
took my
God.
kid in for 1, and he took out 8.
Yeah. He now faces multiple lawsuits. His office was picketed by parents. He voluntarily relinquished his license to practice dentistry. Authorities have launched an investigation.
Well, he was getting paid by the tooth, right?
Yeah. This is a low-income community, only dentist office around, and it's the only dentist office that takes Medicaid. So while there are other dentists, I shouldn't say that he was the only dentist around. He was the only one that took Medicaid and did orthopedic dentals. So people are bringing their children there. These are low-income families bringing their kids there because he'll take it. And he, as you say, Jay, was getting paid by the procedure. So it behooved him. It was in his best interest to do as many things as he could to a kid.
God.
Because he got paid by the tooth, essentially. Yeah, in the last 5 years, the doctor received nearly $4 million in Medicaid reimbursements. Medicaid paid him per tooth. Yeah, look at this kid. Look at that kid with all its front teeth knocked out, and look at all the
oh my
silver
God.
in that kid's mouth. Kid can't be more than 7 years old.
Looks like Lil Wayne, man.
Yeah.
That grill. It'd be like taking the sweet pie in.
Yeah.
Coming out with 7 teeth.
You'd kill someone.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, imagine if you took Sweet Pie in to get a teeth cleaning and
Especially
she came
this
out.
fat fuck.
Yeah. I mean,
walks out, whoa, we needed, we didn't know until we got in there.
They say the parents of the children say the unnecessary tooth extractions were done without anesthetic, and that their children often came out of his care with cuts and bruises on their necks. He's also accused of wearing scary costumes and threatening the children with statements like, "Your mom will die if you tell her what happened."
Oh, dude.
Jesus.
Grounds for murder at this point. Last November, Sarah Phillips, also from the Florida, St. Augustine in Florida, took her 2-year-old son Mason after the boy fell on his bike and cracked his front 2 teeth. When he came out, he was missing 4 teeth. But there had been no consultation on that decision. On a follow-up appointment, Mason came out of the office with bruises around his neck and gauze around his lower teeth, even though he'd come in for work on his uppers. Why would you go to a follow-up?
Right.
I mean,
crazy.
Seriously, at some point, I don't mean to blame the victim here, but if that happened to Sweet Pie, I can promise you wouldn't have brought her back for a follow-up procedure with this guy. Although,
it's nuts.
Unless that speaks to the desperation of a low-income family that doesn't have many options. She took him to a pediatrician, by the way, and they were shocked. They were just startled by what was going on. The pediatrician the following day discovered a scalpel slice from ear to ear inside Mason's gum. What appeared from the outside to be an unremarkable dentistry practice on the inside was a house of horrors. More than 60 patients have joined the lawsuit, suggests there could be as many as 1,000, some of whom are adults now. One child was taken to him in January 2014. to receive 2 dental caps. Instead, Schneider gave the kid 8, telling the parents simply the child needed caps. All 8 of the caps fell off within 1 month of the treatment. It's led to health issues, which will likely lead to the child having several teeth removed. Amy Brown took her son Kyle to his office in 1995 when he was just 5 years old. Instead of giving the boy a cleaning as planned, he shaved down several of the boy's teeth and gave him silver caps without his permission.
Holy crap.
His mouth was cut open. He had bruises. His lips were all swollen. He was choking on blood from crying. This is unbelievable that this could take place for so long.
Dude, I had an over-aggressive dentist. Not like that, though, but he was definitely doing fillings that didn't need to be done.
You think so?
There's no question. He was looking at my insurance amount, and he would be like, oh, yeah, he wouldn't say it, but yeah, we got to drain another $800 here, by the end of the year.
Really?
Before it replenishes, might as well do a couple fillings.
I've had dentists say that to me. That same thing, like, oh, well, if you don't use up this insurance, it goes away at the end of the year. Yeah. So if if we want to get that cavity removed or looked at,
this would be a good time.
Yeah,
this is a good time.
Exactly. There was this dude, and I've been to many, many dentists, but this one particular, he did so many fillings, and it was just a regular thing. You'd go in for a cleaning, and oh gosh, you've got 3 cavities we need to fill. I'd be like, first time, okay, that's crazy, but okay. Second time, like, really? I mean, what are you gonna do? Go for a second opinion? I ended up just doing just that, leaving and going to somebody else and go get your next cleaning, and they don't mention it at all.
Crazy.
Yeah, those 3 fillings you needed somehow slipped their mind. Next dentist.
It's funny. I didn't realize. I just trust people in the medical facility.
Dude, but totally that. Like I said, you're not going to get up and go get another opinion. You're going to trust this dude.
Like that's what he does.
Make the call.
I didn't realize that I'd had some pretty lousy dentists until I found an amazing dentist, and it was unbelievable. The difference. It seriously, where it was like, holy shit, this is how these things are supposed to go. I had no idea. And then you start harkening
they're
back.
Not supposed to grab your crotch.
Yeah, that part I was okay with, but on the whole, those all of a sudden there was a difference in like, here's the care for your teeth, and you can just tell the difference when it's like, this is in your best interest, not in lining my pocket's best interest. And
no, you have respect for them when they're like, you know what, we're gonna just take this slow. We're gonna watch that one.
Yeah.
Come back the next time. Then they're still like, yeah, we're still watching it. We're not gonna make a move on it. It's like, okay, this guy can respect that.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Whoa. What, he just referenced a guy grabbing his crotch, and Mike goes, "That's okay." And we all just sit here and go, "Yep, that's fine." If I had said that, whoa, what a homo!
Total sarcasm.
Okay, yeah,
and I was talking about the female nurse
that's
too. I wasn't
sure you were.
about him.
It's part of you being on the spectrum.
Yeah, that's right. That's
you didn't
fucking
get it.
Sure. He can say what. Yeah, sure.
I'm just saying. Did you text her yet?
No, my phone's over there charging. I'm not. It's too late anyway.
All right.
Hey, so that closes our segment with David Helm. Remember, if you're a young, attractive female teacher who's eager to brighten her students' future, if you're an overzealous dentist who's ripping teeth out of little kids' mouths, or you enjoy a good beer but can't seem to find the time to fix your taillight, call Helm Law 248-679-8804 or go online at helmlawpc.com to set up your free consultation and receive a complimentary 6-ounce bottle of water. Tell them you support the Detroit Cast and receive 15% off.
We've spent much time over the last year talking about Ferguson, Missouri, Mike Brown,
Don Armtini.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know who he was talking about.
What do? Dorian Johnson.
Mr. Johnson.
Your briefcase.
Sir.
And Baltimore.
Your cashmere scarf, sir. You've forgotten it.
But we've spent a lot of time kind of diving into these stories, and now we're seeing reports out of Baltimore about what's going on. And this is kind of what we talked about all along. If you let the inmates run the asylum, what do you expect is going to happen? And we're seeing that violent crime is on the rise humongorously in Baltimore.
Jeez.
Seriously. Crime is rising in Baltimore. Some law enforcement experts suspect anti-cop climate stemming from the Freddie Gray death is at least partly responsible. I would say it's definitely responsible. Homicides in 2015 so far stand at 100, up from 71. So they've got 30 more homicides in Baltimore alone this year for the same time period from a year ago. They're on pace to be the deadliest year there since 2007. Non-fatal shootings are up 70% this year. Following a violent week last week that saw 19 people shot on Tuesday and Wednesday alone.
Dude.
Yeah. It's extremely frustrating, Mayor Stephanie Rawlings Blake said.
We remember her.
Oh, yeah. It's disheartening. NYPD Sergeant Ed Mullins, Sergeants Benevolent Association, said the current year was already trending the wrong way before the incident in which Gray suffered fatal injuries while in police custody. 6 officers arrested, all that. Critics have suggested that the city's police force, bitter at what they see as a lack of support from Blake and other city leaders, may be implementing a slowdown. Regarding the crime increase in the Western District, this is certainly a contentious time in our city, and we believe that there is a criminal element taking advantage of the situation. Police are not responsible for the systematic issues of poverty that have plagued our communities. There's been a lot of finger pointing, and the weight is heavy on our officers' shoulders. What's going on in that Western District of Baltimore? Well, every time a cop pulls someone out of the city streets for doing anything, there are immediately 40 to 50 people around him surrounding the cop and screaming in their faces the whole time. If they can't even arrest anyone in Western Baltimore right now where the Freddie Gray incident happened because, and we've seen this, you could look up videos. They're hilarious. I mean, these people are, you white devil, let him go, you white devil. I mean, just feet from these officers who are trying to take down a guy with a gun. And you're like, really?
Wow.
And so these cops feel like we're on our own here. What do we do? So they're not, I don't blame them.
Doing less.
They're doing less, as you would, especially if you feel like leadership above you doesn't have your back. If we're gonna be ticky-tacky about, well, was that a legal takedown? Was that arrest warranted? Was that knife legal? If you're going to take into question in the heat of the moment the way that policing is done in these inner city communities, you got a real problem because the cops will go, fine, fuck it, whatever, man. I don't want to be on the front page of the I don't want to be the biggest story in the country for some bullshit reason when I know that leadership doesn't have my back. All of a sudden, forget it. Let them go.
Yeah,
so unless
they're being filmed in portrait by 30 different people every time.
Yeah. And even when
I wouldn't do it, man. I'd be so out of there.
Yeah. Even when they're 100% in the right, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The police need support from City Hall, which they're not getting. They can't do it alone. They said police morale across the nation has reeled in the wake of several racially charged incidents, including the shooting of an
unarmed teen. Yeah,
Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri, making the current climate even more harrowing for officers. Our recent stats from the FBI that show the number of cops killed on the line of duty has doubled in 2014 from the year before. Crime is rising in Baltimore. The number of arrests have been dropping, with numbers dipping 22% in the first 3 months of 2015, even more sharply after Gray's death. The police down there are definitely cautious. I'm sure many of them think, if I go and get involved, what is the consequence? So, yeah. So, anyway.
Second guessing, thinking too much. You can't do your job like that.
Can't do your job. And they don't want you there anyways. Look at that sign there. If you can move that timer there.
It's our street. Is that what it says?
Yeah, it's Freddie Gray. Police go home. #1 Baltimore. Our street is spray painted. And then there's a peace sign. Just looking for some peace. Spray painted on the wall there.
Right.
It's nice.
Hey, Detroitcast listeners, do I have some great news for you? Right now, you can lease a new 2015 Taurus SHO for just $293 for 24 months. If you're not familiar with the Taurus SHO, let me share a couple of little details with you. She has a 365 horsepower twin-turbo EcoBoost V6 engine, all-wheel drive, pimped-out leather interior, fat 20-inch aluminum wheels, and all of this with wicked style, fuel economy, and roomy interior. So if you aren't already diving into your current dull-ass ride to get to Zott Ford and Holly, I suggest you do it soon, because leasing a $47,000 Taurus SHO for just $293 per month won't last long. I promise you that. Hurry down, because these deals are only while supplies last. Zott Ford and Holly, get there.
I posted the video of E doing the Zott Ford read on the Detroitcast Facebook page yesterday. If you haven't seen it.
Enlightening, I'm sure.
I mean, people have heard it, but it's fun to see
see the pro in action.
In landscape, by the way.
Oh, good.
Yep, filmed in landscape, not portrait. Did you see it, E?
No.
You didn't?
I didn't see it. Maybe I'll have to go watch it.
I don't think I tagged you. Sorry.
Oh, that's probably why.
Yeah, it's good though. If you haven't seen it, go check it out.
I saw it in person through my eyes.
Sometimes it's good to reflect and see what other people see. Might help in the process.
No, just
maybe
kidding.
Maybe learn something. I don't know.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, there
you
go.
Can
assess your performance.
You can lease a brand new 2014 Ford Edge SE for $222 a month at Zot Ford in Holly. Now that my career has peaked and I'm doing live Zot reads on the Detroit Cast, not only will you...
What do you think? Pretty good?
Does this count as a read for today?
Nope.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
I think I'm killing it.
You think that sounds good?
Yeah. Well, we're playing it. We're talking about it right now.
One take E. That's what we call them.
Yeah.
One take E.
It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. That's it.
Have you've ridden subways and tram? I know about your train experiences. Well, we got a guy in Germany who lost an arm and both legs after being dragged screaming for more than 2 miles by a tram through a busy city without anyone noticing. Yeah. Jan Norman, he's 20 years old, left a trail of blood after becoming trapped upside down between the couplings when he attempted to leap between two cars to reach the doors.
Okay.
All right. He lost an arm during the 10-minute journey.
Oh, wait. Okay, so you have two train cars that attach.
Yeah.
And so he's around the back of it, and he tried to reach the doors in the back, and he fell between the couplings that are attached
upside down.
Oh, God.
Dude, you've driven on a real train before, right?
Yeah.
God, that is crossing between cars is no joke on on an Amtrak train or something.
Kind of is. I mean, they just have the little.
To me, it isn't though. You look down, you see see it going.
Yeah, but it's like a little bridge that they build for you, right?
I know,
don't
but
they? And they
I
have the sides on it and everything.
I still remember being scared doing it.
It is kind of a joke to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember being scared still doing it as a kid. I feel
look at that. You got the shoe and the blood, and
yeah,
it's the real deal, man.
Yep. He lost the arm during the 10-minute journey shortly before midnight. He's now fighting for his life.
Was he wearing Mr. Rogers shoes? Go back to that.
He was.
My word.
Yeah.
He's wearing red. I don't know what you call those. Mr.
Vans.
Rogers shoes.
They look like Vans.
Sort of do.
He's now fighting for his life in a hospital after both his mangled legs were amputated during emergency surgery. One medic said it was a terrible sight to behold. The poor guy had literally been flayed alive during this nightmare. It was heartbreaking. German police are now probing why no one raised the alarm. Mr. Norman slipped and fell into the couplings with only his feet protruding as the tram moved off. A friend who was with him screamed after the tram, "My friend is dying, for God's sake, stop." Mr. Norman screamed in agony, but passengers later claimed they could not hear him because of the noise of the tram as it rattled through the streets. A pool of blood collected at each of the 6 stops it made during the 10-minute ride. One traveler later told police she heard someone screaming but could not locate where it was coming from and assumed it was a street fight. At the 6th stop, growing weak from massive blood loss, a newspaper kiosk owner finally saw him. I immediately ran to the tram and banged on the sides for all I was worth. The tram was moving off to the 7th stop when passengers aboard reacted and pulled the emergency stop lever. Police arrived, medics arrived shortly afterwards to free him, but he was no longer conscious. His mother said, "I fear for his life. My boy was going off to enjoy himself with a friend. I'm at a loss to understand how the tram could have continued along its route with no one stopping it." And I don't blame the tram. I mean, a kid kind of had something to do with it.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Was this proper boarding procedure?
Clearly not.
It sounds like it was not.
Yeah, he was 20 years old. He's doing something we would have done, but it didn't go his way.
Your life can just change in an instant, right?
Yeah. I mean, if that were to happen to me, I mean, you want
to be shot in the head.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's not even.
Yeah. If you can't walk from the kitchen to your couch in the living room, it's not worth it.
If that happened to me and I lost a toenail, I'm considering it.
I know.
Like, it's time. Like, it just isn't working out.
That would be way too much for you. Your will to live, your life force.
There goes my life force.
Done. You hear that?
Gone.
That's Mike. Gone.
Leaving. Done. Yeah. Lose an arm, both legs, which are just flayed. No. Nope. I don't want to wake up again. Done. Over.
You'd look funny with just one arm.
No legs.
No legs, one arm. Yeah, that's not good.
No.
It's not a good look.
I want to take myself out just sitting like this for a minute. Seriously, I'm considering it. This is no way to go through life. Forget it. I'm out. What a horrifying story, though. Oh, imagine screaming your head off and nobody stops. 6 stops.
I know. Every time it stops, and you're like, all right, this is it, right?
And then
no. There's one, right?
Oh, Jesus.
Sort of an example of that. Doesn't that look like he has sort of like seal flippers?
Yes.
We're looking at a special Olympian.
A very special one.
He looks like he has seal flippers and he's jumping into a pool. This is unfair.
Yeah, he's going to swim in a circle.
He has a stark advantage over the other swimmers, I believe.
Oh, with seal flippers?
Yeah.
He's still going to swim in a circle unless those are paddles on the bottom of his whatever those are. Not legs.
I think he's got the rudder in his one arm. I think he'll be just fine.
Wow. That is a sight.
Something went awry in the zygote stage.
You think so? You think that was like that all along? Yeah. You might be right.
Hey, don't forget about Amazon. Our Amazon link on the website. Please click it and do your shopping through Amazon as you normally do. It's a great way to donate to the show without taking money out of your pocket. You're not going to be charged anymore, but Amazon gives us a little kickback for everything that you buy. So it's really helpful to us. So please don't forget about that. Amazon, it's right over to the side of our homepage. I think it's on several pages, right? And whatever page you go to. Is it sitting there? All right.
Yeah. Very helpful, though. Please use it more. People need to buy more shit.
Yeah. What's with our economy? Come on, people. Consume. Yeah. Consume.
Absolutely.
Got to spend money to make money, Jay.
Well, it's a little bit out of context, but
we got nonetheless.
Nonetheless,
if they spend money, we'll make money.
Yeah,
so it works.
Rather disturbing story here. A father of a toddler, 3-year-old, who was found dead on a park swing, being pushed by his mother.
How does that physically happen? How do you keep a dead kid on a swing? It's hard enough to keep a live kid on a swing.
I imagine it's one of those that's like a bucket seat.
Yeah, where they sit the legs through. It's got to be, right?
It would have to be.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you staple them to one of those plastic
zip
ones.
Tied.
Suppose you could zip tie them.
Could totally zip tie the
super
wrists. Super glue. That would take time, though, to wait for it to bond.
I think it would take less time than you think. With a 3-year-old tush, I don't think it would take that long.
Some bonding that would have to occur. I'd rather zip tie, I think.
Really?
Yeah. I think zip tie would be most effective.
Would you zip tie hands to the chain?
For sure. Wrists to the chains. And then,
I think you go with super glue or something and just plop them down in the chair.
Maybe a combination of both.
Yeah. I mean,
do we know what she did?
No.
It's probably one of those bucket ones, as you said.
Yeah. James Lee is the dad. There's that little proops. Look at that little boy. Can he be any cuter, by the way? James Lee had asked the court for sole custody of the 3-year-old Jair because he was deeply worried about the mental health of the child's mother, Romicia Sims, and believed she needed to get help. The judge,
turns out he was right,
found in favor of the 24-year-old mother, deeming her to be a fit parent. On Friday, he was found dead, being pushed by his mother in a playground swing in Maryland. Mr. Lee said the judge deemed her at that moment a fit parent. I'm not saying she isn't, but in this situation, he just didn't pay attention to the signs. I have a stable home for him. After the custody hearing, Sims took Jair to live with her mother in a motel room. He's got a stable home, and she leaves the courtroom with this 3-year-old to move into a motel room.
One of those cases where they really defer to the mom, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it natural to do that? Oh, the mom is going to give better care than a dad.
Yeah. Which is bullshit in a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It really is. But, that's usually what happens. So she goes to live in this motel, but soon she calls Mr. Lee, the dad, saying there was a problem and that he should come pick them up. Then she stopped answering her phone. Law enforcement said an autopsy was completed, but the cause of death remains under investigation. Sims' mother, Vantasha Sims, said that her daughter would never harm her child, and she believes she had suffered some kind of mental break after being diagnosed with a mental illness 3 months ago. The playground is about a mile from the motel. They have not ruled out foul play. The weird thing is they got a call to go check on this because the mom was pushing this kid on a swing for a really long time. They think like the day before, and then throughout the night
Oh,
like
God.
all night.
Oh,
And
what a grim scene, dude.
And she's just pushing this dead kid on a swing all night long until the police showed up at like 5:36 in the morning.
Brutal.
And they said they walked up and knew immediately the kid was dead. And does this dad have a leg to stand on as far as like I mean, I guess you couldn't sue the judge.
No.
There's protections for him.
Yeah.
I mean, how is he to know? But if you think like he's going, look, she's got mental problems. I've got a stable home. I mean, if you're pleading your case and the judge is just like, this is another one of 50 of these cases I've seen today, fucking whatever.
No, he's immune from that sort of shit. But yeah, he's got to live with that decision, you know? That would be tough.
Are they totally immune from that stuff?
Pretty much.
Really? Can you think of cases where?
No.
Really? There's that much protection for them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking brutal, dude. Oh.
Yeah.
This kid being pushed all night, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, just imagine that.
Imagine that father too going, I've warned him. I went to court to get sole custody of this kid because she was a mental fucking mess.
They're walking among us, dude.
Yeah. And, you know, there's nothing to say that she killed her kid yet. I mean, 3-year-olds don't tend to just drop dead, but it doesn't look good.
It doesn't not.
I mean, this does not look like good news out of Maryland.
You are usually very quick to jump to conclusion. You're not jumping to the conclusion that she killed this kid.
Well, I mean, that seems logical. But
there's nothing to say that she killed the kid. Mike, nothing.
Here's the problem. They did an autopsy and they haven't found anything.
Maybe
yet.
He was swung to death.
It's a good cut. I hadn't
You know
thought
how
about
dizzy
that.
I get on a swing, dude? You give me 3 swings and I'm dizzy out of my mind.
Really?
Maybe he's the same. Maybe he has an inner ear problem like that. And it just swung him to death. A full night of swinging, that would kill me. It would.
Did you ever do that thing where they twist?
Just thinking about it makes
twist
me sick.
the chains and then let you go and you get whipping. I love that. Did you do the thing where you get swinging really, really high and then jump off?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I love that move. You get dizzy. What kind of pussy are you? You get
I
dizzy
told
if
you
being
something
pushed on a
happened to my
swing?
inner ear in the last 10 years. Whenever I go on anything now, I can look at the kids like playing a video game and get sick. The
Really?
motion, yeah, it kills me now.
Have
I
you
used
gone to
be
a doctor?
fine. No.
Typical good guy.
Probably have a tumor growing, a slow growing tumor just pushing against some part of my brain.
Well, what are you gonna do?
No, man, I went on the teacup ride at Disney World a couple of years ago and just about fucking died. I was like, I just buried my head and just prayed for it to be over.
Really?
As my kids were just whipping that thing around.
This is great news. I'm glad to know this because
It's my kryptonite, dude.
Well, I was on a where was I? I was in California at what beach was it? One of those with amusement park right on the beach, and there was some not rickety, but it was like a smaller roller coaster. And Beth and I and my sister, we all went on this thing, and it was killing me, man. It was like I used to love roller coasters,
Totally.
and I didn't know if it was like, okay, is this thing just rougher because it's on a beach?
Yeah.
But
did you get dizzy? Or did it upset your stomach and shit?
No, it was just rattling my head and neck. It's just
there's the damn teacups.
Dude, teacups suck.
Oh.
When they get whipping around, no, I'm not a fan of I was never a fan of the teacups.
No, something happened though. When I was a kid, I used to just run up and down, do everything, and I used to like look at adults like, what is wrong with these people? Like saying, oh, they get sick and they get dizzy.
Yeah.
Fuck you, you know?
Yeah.
There's none of that. There was no fear. Now I'm like, God, bolts fall out and shit. You know, I mean, I get worried like something's gonna happen, and I get fucking dizzy. I can't handle it anymore. I'm an old man.
I told you about my grandma on that ride, right?
No,
we were at where were we? Six Flags or something in California, and she, you know, those ones that go around in a circle.
Did your Nana barf?
No. But it's like it like dips down a little bit, goes all the way around.
Oh,
they
the
can
Matterhorn?
They can run it backwards.
It's like the Matterhorn.
Yeah, you sit, I don't know, 2 to a seat, and it's like a roller coaster, but it only goes in a circle, and it starts hauling balls.
And one person gets crushed, right?
Yeah,
because the other person's body is being thrown up against them.
My Nana wanted to go on that, and we were all sitting on the sidelines, and she went on it. And dude, this thing got fucking humming.
You're just dying laughing.
And you just see her, like you'd see this thing
this
go,
blue hair go,
and you just see this one white head in the whole group, and it's just bobbing. Yeah,
The Matterhorn.
The Matterhorn. Exactly. That's what it was. And it's hauling balls, and you just see it, and the guy's just like, one more time. And you just see it like fucking truck, and you just see this white head just bob and go wailing. And this thing was like, hey, who wants to go around again? And everyone's like, yeah. And Nana's like, no. And it just keeps going.
Hurting.
And then the white head just goes bobbing by. And then it finally comes to a stop. And you see Nana's just like,
what was she thinking?
I don't know. And then they're like, how about we do it in reverse?
Oh shit!
And then this thing starts cooking backwards, and then here comes Nana's head coming around again. Just this one white cotton fucking head bobbing up in the back.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, it was awful. I think she regretted that a lot.
Yeah, that's a weird decision by Nana.
Yeah,
to go alone.
I'm trying to think why.
I could see her like, okay, Gregory, I'll go
with you, Gregory. No, as I remember, because G was never a big fan of amusement park rides. Like he would go, but he was never. He's got height. He's got a fear of heights and shit. So.
Roller coasters. I was always fine with roller coasters, but I could never do these things that just went in tight circles, round and round. Like I could do the higher Millennium Force, Top Thrill, whatever. But these things that just go around in circles are always really upsetting to my stomach.
What was that one where it would like pin you against the wall?
Oh, God, did you call it?
Oh, and if someone puked, it would like hit everybody in the ride.
Yeah, I don't remember the.
Awful.
It seems like it usually had a standard name, but I can't think of it. I'm sure there were other names for it at different places, but it seemed like it was pretty standard.
Yeah. Breastfeeding. We're big fans of breastfeeding on the whole. And I know I've asked you this before, Jay. What was the age when kids?
Dude, I don't even remember.
I mean, is it like one?
That.
Is it like one?
Or even less than?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I mean, at some point
I don't want to throw that out and people go, "Oh my God, what? Dude, I don't fucking remember."
At some point, I think it's
less than one. I think less than one.
Yeah,
maybe?
I would think, but I think at some point it's fair to grab the kid by the bulk of the head and the ears and pop him off that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like enough.
He's got 8 teeth just chewing on your nipple.
I think that's what it is. When you get teeth coming in, that's when women are like, all right, enough. You are done.
Right.
We got a mother who proudly breastfeeds her 6-year-old child.
Jeez. Wow, she's an incestuous lesbian. That's what I conclude.
I'm with you. Says she will feed her in the school playground if her daughter asks for it.
Can you imagine that scene? A 6-year-old come booking up. Mama.
No.
I want a drink. Mom, pull out your boob. I want a drink.
The key is when the child asks for it. I think if you get to a point where you're asking for titty milk, you're off the titty at that point. Like once you start talking and like, yeah, I'm thirsty.
Yeah, Mom, can I please have your nipple? Because I'm thirsty.
Yeah, that's too old. Look at these pictures of her.
Look at those images. Oh my God.
It's shocking, isn't it?
Yeah, she's just a lesbian.
An incestuous one?
Yeah. A pedophile, incestuous lesbian.
Yeah, at what point does it turn into that? Like at some point when you've got a son, right? There's an acceptable time period where it's like, "Oh, I shower with my boy. I'm trying to teach him how to take a shower." Right?
No.
And then you can't take your 2-year-old son in the shower with you?
I've never showered with my kids.
Okay,
I'm on the record as that, but I get what you're saying.
I would think that would be acceptable. I've never had kids, so I can't say for sure, but I would think that there would reach a point where people would go,
right, totally.
You're still showering with your boy. Okay.
We've reached that point. Oh my God, look at the size of that kid. She's gonna hurt her back.
I mean, when the diaper comes off, I think the titty goes too. I'm sorry, it's time to give that back to someone else.
Well, how about when the reading log comes home from school? Then it's time for that child not to be sucking on a boob anymore.
The mother was pictured
when
in
she
Women's
can do
Day
long
magazine.
division.
Yeah, long division at 6.
She believes strongly in the power of breast milk. Is the problem here? The kid's name is Amina. She's featured in Women's Day magazine. She's breastfeeding the kid in the park in her school uniform.
But even if she believed in natural milk, couldn't she just
pump it, righty?
Right.
You know about that.
Look at that.
Just pump it and drink it. Yeah, that's a mom issue right there.
Yeah.
Totally.
Sometimes it tastes like candy canes. It tastes like a lot of different things. Amina told the magazine. It's my favorite thing to do when I'm not at school. More kids should because it's good for you. Brainwashed?
No, see, it's become this cuddly, needy thing between both of them, right?
Right. Yeah.
You know, you got the daughter who probably can't sleep without it. She has to get that before night and all this crap.
Yeah, that's what she said. That
What's with all
usually before bedtime.
What's with all these images of it? Like,
It's in Women's Day magazine.
I know, but I mean, it's like
she's being featured on the Discovery Channel's Extreme Breastfeeding series. I didn't know such a series existed. She's a mother of 3. She lives by a strict paleo diet.
JJ, just in this image.
Yeah,
doesn't she kind of look like a guy?
Oh, totally.
Like her face.
Yeah, she's got some manly features for sure.
Yeah,
and that tattoo doesn't help.
That tattoo is right. Yeah. Not a good tattoo.
That's like one of the guy would get.
Yeah.
Like a barbed wire. I don't know what it is.
Armband kind of style.
She posts photos on Facebook showing her breastfeeding this 6-year-old. She enjoys the bonding time with her daughter. Just kind of what you're talking about.
At what point is it abuse, dude? I mean, that's just so weird.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, at what point does it cross the line into
you've created just this needy kid? I'm sure likes it and wants to do it. I don't doubt that, but that's
really
weird,
I
man.
would think even a 6-year-old would be like,
no,
okay,
I bet it. She's so needy. I bet she can't sleep without it. I'll bet it's
You're
a
right.
total
Like a comfort blanket.
Yes,
like a blankie.
exactly.
So what do you do?
Yeah, when do you stop?
Was an adult.
Can't go away to college. I mean, when does it stop, lady?
Do you remember? And you might have no recollection. Do you remember if it was a Gab decision or a child decision?
I have no idea.
I mean, what would you think? Is that usually a parent going, okay, it's time for the bottle? Or is that something where the kids
I think it was a Gab decision. Yeah.
That's just creepy, man. That's creepy because if the kid's into it at 6, the kid's probably into it at 8.
That's who she looks like. Jean-Claude Van
Damme. Goddamn Jean-Claude me.
Jean-Claude is breastfeeding a 6-year-old.
In this one, dude, she really does look like a guy. I mean, even her arms.
Dude-like features for sure.
Ugh. Gross. What do you got for email?
I mentioned Tom Sawyer floating away in a house. Save your emails, man. It was Huck Finn.
Huck Finn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right.
Oh, are you talking about the one on the boat? When he was
on the rafts on the Mississippi.
The raft.
You had a little raft.
Huck
Finn, you're right.
I don't remember that being a house.
No, I think
shack.
His dad ended up dying in a shack that floated down the river or something like that.
Whatever. Or there was a fire. Wasn't there a fire or something? Or maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking.
I don't want Big E to do one of these. It's going to take fucking 10 minutes.
Right? Yeah. You want me to do one?
Yeah, you son of a bitch.
All right. Which one?
That one.
This one?
Yeah.
Zott Ford needs your trade-in. For a limited time, Zott Ford is conducting a special Key for Key event. During the event, you can exchange your current vehicle for a brand new 2015 Ford without spending a dime out of your pocket. Also, they may be able to match or lower your monthly payment like they did for Beth. Zott Ford is authorized to assist you in terminating the remainder of your loan or lease, no matter what you owe. You give them the keys to your current vehicle, and they will give you the keys to a brand new 2015 Ford. Plus, as an added bonus, Zott Ford will make your first month's payment up to $500. Friends, you can only do this at Zott Ford, and you can only do it during the month of May. Get there.
See what a pro does there? He works through it.
Yeah, it's not even close to the same thing that you asked me to do. Not even close. What you asked me to do.
What are you talking about?
Shut up.
Speaking of Zott,
I don't know.
Oh, do it in this voice and blah. Fuck, that's not even close. He doesn't have to do any
I could have done that
voice.
in my Chinese voice.
So it's not the same thing.
Is that food?
Is that the food with
not the same thing.
$500?
He could do it in his Don Sterling voice.
It's not the same thing.
I could do it in Don Sterling's voice. Lawrence, get my Ford Fusion. Post haste, Lawrence.
Oh, I miss Don, man.
Don ruled.
Post haste, Lawrence. Yeah, we do have some email. We do have some email, and before I get to that, I want to mention a thread. The best of the 526 episode comments. We have ZT4675 posting that Jay Zott Reed gets cut off abruptly. No transition, just jumps into the next segment. I think he's saying it was clipped.
Ooh, yeah, industry term.
Yeah,
a lot of people that might have gone over their head.
So there was, there was a lot that to anyone with ears, they would have come up with that and noticed some of these things. But well, you and I are going to have to do the next one.
Yeah.
Bottom line, David Helm writes.
Maybe that's East Point.
That's
maybe,
not my point.
Yeah, maybe that's what he's been doing.
That's not my point.
It's been failing on purpose. David Helm writes in. We all know David Helm.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to let E know that I was a history major, so suck it, Big E. You remember last week when you ripped on history majors after ripping on art majors? Then the very next day he ripped on history majors.
I'm an equal hater. I love history. It was my favorite subject by far in school. So I hear you, Dave.
I know it seemed weird that you would rag on history majors.
Well, it too seems to be a profession. I mean, is he using his history major right now?
Speaking of majors, James follows up. Subject, apology letter to Eric. Hello, gentlemen. I have copied and pasted the apology letter that I just sent to Eric. Honestly, I feel bad. I had no intention to bring such a negative vibe to Eric or the show. Remember when he ripped on the art major and James had a reaction?
Oh, yeah.
It's deepest apologies and regrets. So here's the letter to Eric. Hello, Eric. I recently wrote in and verbally lashed you about your comments about the falsely raped art major and likely job options. Honestly, after sending said emails, I thought to myself, maybe I was too hard on Eric. He has provided me with hours of entertainment. Then after listening to your reaction to my email, I realized that I was right. I wrote that email inside a haze of hate and anger, hence the spelling errors. I was far too rough on you. I obviously poked at a deep wound of yours that still is not healed. After hearing you try to hold the pain back in your voice, I felt like a bully. I had no intention on shitting on your dreams of truck driving, mop pushing 4 to 5 days a week, a quick apology for only giving you credit for 3 days of mopping a week, and being ridiculed. I had no idea that these were in fact your passions, and to say something to you about it indeed makes me a hypocrite. Please accept my apology and don't allow my words to bring you down, buddy. I am overjoyed to find out that you have reached the pinnacle in life that you wish to achieve. Hopefully one day I can achieve nirvana like you. Eric, have a good day and lick a stock, in a playful, friendly way. Winky face!
I can't tell if that was a sarcasm at the end there a little bit. Dude, I read that. Dude, you don't have to. I hope he actually didn't really feel bad. Like, who cares? When I read the first one you sent to me, not knowing that you had sent one to Jay, I instantly got happy going, wow, Jay should read this. So trust me, I didn't really care.
He didn't care at all. You can listen back to that episode. It's very clear. He didn't care an ounce.
No, not at all.
No, it wasn't defensive at all.
No.
You know what? For a little context, I think
it's a show, Jay.
I think maybe he did write, context is also irrelevant in my actions. So the things I said were unacceptable in any forum. Context is also irrelevant in my actions. I have already talked to my pastor, and I am seeking an African-American to consult about ways for me to be more understanding and accepting.
That's good. So he's seeking guidance.
Yeah. You don't need to do all that.
So it sounds legit that he honestly feels bad.
That'd be a waste of time. You definitely don't need to do that.
It went far with I can tell by the look on his face that he really accepts it.
He's a changed man. Christina writes in, hello, gentlemen. My family and I went up to Port Hope for the holiday weekend. The usual beers, barbecue, and bonfires. I was sitting at the bonfire pit, or as he would say, the bonfire pit.
Exactly.
BOMB.
Yeah. Looked up at the clear night sky, found the beautifully bright moon, and in the best Biggie voice I blurted out, I wonder if Jay is looking at the moon tonight too. I was laughing out loud, and my hubby just looked at me and said, really? It would be an understatement to say you guys are a huge part of my everyday life. I can say with all honesty, I usually use multiple references from the show every day. Keep up the great work. Winky face! Christina.
I don't know if I feel happy or bad for the people. Like, I'm glad for the listeners, but for the people in their lives that have to hear maybe things that they aren't listeners, it might be.
Right. Said hubby. Right. Probably like, what are you talking about?
Like the people in my life, like you guys, but other people in my life that, I just bombard them with Simpsons drops on a regular basis.
Yeah, that's annoying as shit.
I know, so
brutal.
But
if I just walk up to like my dad and go, look at that proof.
Right.
He's just good.
You're a psychopath.
Yeah.
I find myself doing stupid things like that too. Like I'll catch a glimpse of the moon and think, and I'll just start laughing to myself, and I can't help but do it in Big E's voice. I wonder if Jay's looking up at the moon tonight too. Like I even do that. So I can imagine what it's like for anyone else.
Yeah, the Proops has
Yeah, look at that Proops.
definitely made an impression on my over the weekend. I was using Proops every 5 minutes. Look at that Proops. Mike writes in, the King Beagle and that son of a bitch 32-year-old crusty track pants wearing fuck.
31.
Do you realize, E, you're closer to 60 than you are 0?
Yeah, you're closer to dead than you are 0. So
Oh, I know, but you always like to fancy yourself as this young man. Think about that, dude. You're closer to 60.
I'm not worried about it. I'm very comfortable in my skin. Very comfortable in my skin.
Are you?
Yeah. I'm actually glad. I enjoy being older because I like the idea that I still am so immature at an older age. I like that I haven't grown up. So I actually don't even mind it.
What are you, a Toys R Us kid? You sound like a Toys R Us kid commercial.
What are you, Michael Jackson?
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
Seriously, that was one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Really douchey and dumb.
Okay.
My God, E.
Thank you.
The King Beagle and that son of a bitch 32-year-old crusty track pants wearing fuck. Hello, fellows. I was listening to the best of today. To my surprise, I found it to be very E-heavy. Again, shocking. The show started off strong, then it took a hard left into E-Town.
When is that exactly? Because there was several things that I was barely even in. So.
I disagree that it started strong. It started with 10 seconds of silence, utter silence.
Ooh, take that.
And then the wrong intro.
It's a good build-up.
Face.
It's a good build-up.
Then the wrong intro.
Yeah.
That a familiar feel, the cackles, the snickering, speaking off mic, and my personal favorite, the repeating of everything Jay says in his high-pitched voice. Really enjoyed the 20 minutes dedicated to the Mandy situation, or whatever. If I could make a suggestion for the next best of, let's make sure you included one of the many times he gets mad and goes into his cum-stained shell and goes quiet. Now that's a best of. Well, there's always next time, I suppose. Glad that Specs alumni is using all his producing skills to the best of his mentally disabled ability. On a positive note, I received my TDC mug last week.
Nice.
I don't know what it is, but everything tastes better out of them. Coffee, beer, whatever. You guys did a great job picking out those bitches. Thank you for all your hard work over there. Well, at least 3 out of 4 of you. I won't name names, but it's Eric. What a dick face. Good day, gentlemen. I said good day.
I said good day, sir.
Mike.
Yeah, I love those mugs.
Great mugs.
Yeah. If you haven't ordered one yet, get them because they're going quick. They will be gone soon.
Or you can go onto the Instagram and become a fan and do the hashtag Detroit 400, and you could maybe win one for free.
Hashtag what?
Detroitcast 400? I don't know.
Yeah, or whatever.
But if
kind
you
of
do that,
important to get that.
yeah, and you got to be have a public domain, or tag us in it, or tag your friends in it.
We're getting close too.
Like 45 to go or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
5 winners will be selected. Very goody. Wow. That was just
It may have been the
seamless.
best thing I've ever done on the show.
Yeah.
That was good.
Really accurate information. Mike writes in, good day, sir. Loyal listener down here in Richmond, and I happened to come across the infamous Alpacas farm yesterday. Apparently, it's within 10 minutes of my house. And good news out of Richmond, the Alpacas farm is for sale.
Whoa.
Kickstarter
Look
funds.
at those proofs.
Yeah. I thought about going back tonight under the cover of darkness to take an alpaca for the DCast crew, but now I can just wait for them to be sold on clearance and send you each an alpaca.
Wow. I want minis.
That's generous
You
of
gotta
you,
get
Mike.
minis.
Have no fear. I'll be sure to punch a hole or two in the FedEx box. And also interesting side note, haven't talked to a few of my cousins since I moved out of Michigan a little over 10 years ago, but the crack, Mike and Chris, the boys out of Redford, are said cousins. Small world, and apparently a family of loyal DCast listeners. Go green, Mike.
Yeah.
So that's the cracks. The crack. How would you? The crack eye.
Officer Crack.
The crack eye. The plural of crack.
Cracky. Crack eye. Yeah. Crack eye.
He's the cousin of the crack eye.
Nice.
Small world, as he says.
Yeah. Awesome.
All DCast listeners.
You're not going to finish the chant, Jay?
What?
Go white. Go green. Go. All right.
We'll save the rest for tomorrow. We'll save the white for tomorrow.
Go white.
All right. Well, let's call it a day. We are back.
We are
midweek.
back,
It's a little
bitches.
weird. Yeah. And yeah, if you're on Pandora, listen for our commercial. It started running.
Yeah, I heard it today. It was crazy.
Did you?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
totally heard it.
Someone texted me and said they heard it too, so that was funny.
That's good. What'd they think?
They liked it. But what are they gonna?
That's right, Mike.
Yeah, Jay Thorna. That's right, Mike.
Yeah.
It's in there.
So if any listeners are listening, you can get a little wink, wink. That was we know. Jay being a smart ass is what that was.
We know.
Anyways, let's call it a day there for a Wednesday. We'll do it all again tomorrow for an all new Thursday edition of the Detroit Cast.
been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Listen to God, watch